Yeah.
It's Do Better. It's Do Better. Dewey Betterton. BEDDER-MEDA. Taking the eye out of media. The future. Raymond Rhodes. I don't know. I'm figuring it out. I'm just me, you know, and I'm just happy to be here. And I got an incredibly special guest. You'll be like, oh, you're probably always going to say that. And I'm going to say, yes, I am always going to say that because what we're doing is special. We're celebrating, you know, achievements and creatives who work hard and try to get it out the mud. You hear what I'm saying? And today we have a friend of the show because he's been here before. He's came through. He chopped it up with the homies. Shout out to T-Bear. Shout out to Frank Manklow. He came through, chopped it up, did the live. We had a good time. I think we had a good time, man.
It was a good time.
He's a hard-working father, family man, producer, beat slumper. Actually, when I say producer, I mean a full-time producer getting to it. Y'all know what it is. It's DirtNastyBeats. Hey, man. Thank you, man. Thank you for coming through.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, it's not this the second time.
Yeah.
We had fun though last time.
Yeah, bro. So it was a good time.
Oh, and you came through for the album party too.
Yes, sir.
Which was lit. Shout out to Rome, man.
Shout out Rome, bro.
That was a lot of fun though.
That was a good time.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun.
I had a lot of fun. So, who are you?
I'm DirtNastyBeats.
That's with an S.
And a Z.
With an S. And a Z.
Because I own both.
We own both.
Look
at that.
Both of them.
Yo, you know, you always hear crazy stories about people who like blow up and somebody else owns their, you know.
Yep.
Funny story
to me.
There's this like guy who's really well off who pisses me off, and his mail showed up here, and it was for his domain name coming up for sale, and I was like, man, should I try to grab that shit? But I'm like, first off, he's a cool dude, and I shouldn't do that, but I also don't have money. But I'm like, man, if I had that $300, because he's my friend, right? But I miss her. He ain't coming through, so I ain't seen him in a minute. Yeah. I was gonna buy his domain name.
He said, "This is mine now."
But yeah, you own them both. DirtNastyBeats with an S or a Z.
.com.
So, and also, where else can they find your beats at?
Oh, you can find me on YouTube. You can just type in DirtNastyBeats. It'll pop right up. It's pretty cool.
Full-time producer.
Full-time producer, baby. And then, yeah, you just check out my BeatStars at dirtnastybeats.beatstars.com because I haven't paid the $100 for the SSL yet. Coming soon.
So, I don't want to say, like, compare your sound. Like, if somebody asked you what your sound is like, who would you compare yourself to? Instead, I'll say, if you had to describe your sound to somebody, they were telling you, you know, just in a sentence or less, if you had to describe your sound to somebody who had never heard you before without using another artist, how would you describe your sound?
Man, that's a hard one. Just because
we come out the gate.
Just everywhere, bro.
Everywhere.
Because it's
I love it. Because
I'll make everything, bro. Because it's just we got everything from like some funk. We can do like I do a lot of Memphis beats, like you know, like I started off really with like getting my name out there with boom bap, and like I still make those.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm from New York, so I love it.
And now we doing the Cali bounce. I was doing a lot of Detroit stuff too. And now we're just on this Cali
everywhere.
Kick. Dude,
you mean everywhere,
bro. I set out on a mission. I was like, I want to learn how to make every beat style and like not master it, but at least get good enough at it to make it to be dangerous with it. I can still pull up into a studio with a bigger artist and be like, I want to beat like this, and I'll be like, all right, give me 10 minutes, and then just lay something down, bro.
Is that a real timeline?
It honestly, it just depends. So if I'm with somebody and we're making beats, it's a lot easier to bounce off them, you know, because you can bounce off them and then just apply that to something. Like for me, the hardest thing to do is catch the melody. If I can't get like a chord progression, or I can't get like a bouncy, catchy melody, then it's harder. But as soon as I catch that, we're going.
So talk about some of your musical influences.
A lot of it, like a lot of my stuff has stemmed from like Key Glock. That's where like I do a lot of my Memphis stuff, especially like my trap sampled stuff. And then, but my biggest influences has always been like the Alchemist, bro. Just insane.
Talk about him. Tell me how you got that kind of vibe out here in Iowa.
Man, what was it?
Alchemist is amazing, man.
One of like when I started learning about hip hop as a kid and started listening to it on my own, I heard Shook Ones by Mobb Deep, and I was like,
man,
this
rock you in your face,
crazy.
Stab your brain with your nose bone.
Yeah, like that was like listen, like
R.I.P. to Prodigy.
R.I.P. to Prodigy. Like I was listening to Wu-Tang, you know, and stuff like that. But when I heard that was like a different level of like grimy underground, New York rap, bro. That was like there wasn't no like high pitched noises or nothing like that. It was just a low, just dudes spitting bars like
Alchemist is still going.
dude like
Alchemist
crazy.
makes like I just
I
saw. I'm
listen
not
to every
exactly sure
album he
who it
drops
was,
still.
but he definitely had a collab album coming out with somebody. Yeah, I love Alchemist.
Dude, Alchemist is crazy. Like he's everywhere with it too, and that's like been a really big inspiration to me about it because it's like I don't want to be boxed down. Unfortunately, for like the YouTube grind and stuff, like you got to have your niche channels. Just because how the algorithm works, it's you got to have things that are super specific to what your content is, and so you have to continuously do that stuff. So it's like for me specifically, like I make Shoreline Mafia type beats, and so it's like I have to continuously make those type of beats for this specific channel and keep posting those to get it to grow. Just because the algorithm will lock me into a certain spot. So it's like, okay, so show his beats to these type of people.
I get you. No, I get what you're saying. It's the same thing with podcasting. They want you to be super specific, which actually is terrible for what we're doing here, but we're not concerned with the numbers. We're just having a good time. So, but they do want you to only talk about fighting, or if that's what you want to talk about, MMA, or if you want to be a hip hop podcast, you got to be hip hop. If you want to talk about politics, you got to, you know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with content. They really want you to be hyper focused on one thing, which I understand, but I also just want to have an entire platform that kind of you can come find whatever, you can come find, dope beat makers when you're looking for inspiration. You know what I'm saying? What inspires you these days?
And I've just had this drive, and I don't even know how to explain it really. It's just I really want it. It's like I'm like
I love that.
I don't know how to explain it. It's just there's just something in my soul that's just like I want it. Like there's some days, man, when I'm feeling down and it's like I wish I could just like be normal. You know what I'm saying? Go to my 9 to 5, put food on the table and do all that, but it's like there's just something in me that like wants more.
For sure.
It's just and I kind of let it win.
So talk about that. I kind of let it win is an ill statement. Let's talk about that. Full-time producer. What does that mean?
Man, it's
made the leap?
Yeah, man. So you
can be fully dedicated to the craft?
Yeah. That's the biggest thing. It's like it kind of blows my mind that I can wake up in the morning and it's like, what am I gonna do today? I'm gonna make beats. I'm gonna try to connect with people.
Absolutely.
And it's so nice because now I can, instead of having my 9 to 5, doing my 9 to 5, coming home, and then I gotta cram my music into like cooking dinner for the family. I'm the chef at home.
Shout out to some food.
Cooking for the family, hanging out with the kids, putting them to bed, and then having time with my lady and stuff like that. So it's like that's the reason why I had to like learn to make beats fast, and like because I used to be a really big perfectionist, and now it's not. I don't want to do I don't do it as for it's like good enough, but if I can listen to it for like 100 and something bars, like it's decent. I've learned to like really start trusting myself, and I guess that was kind of the blessing of having to cram it all because it's like I can make something good in a short amount of time. But either way, it's still a blessing. I get to wake up and do this every day.
For sure. So you're part of a very, 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 very dope studio team as well. If you take yourself serious, kind of, your music,
Carousel
that's where you
Studios.
go. So yeah, shout out to those guys for sure. So talk about that, kind of how that relationship came to be and how, you're able to kind of work with them and.
Yes. So the owner, my boss and a really good homie, Alex Arthur, he's
been on the show, man.
Yeah, shout out.
He's actually a super genuine dude.
He is
mad talented. I had a great time with him. I'm glad. And he came, he showed us around that amazing place.
Yeah, it's amazing out there.
Yeah, shout out to Alex for sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, and he I just started recording and mixing, and he would always throw me so much sauce and so much game, and I was just always getting after it. And I don't know if he like took a liking to that or something, because he just started hanging out with me, and I was like, oh, all right. It was like he's a cool ass dude, and he had his studio at a time, and then he got this new spot. And it was super tight because it's like he didn't give me no like let me off the hook. He didn't give me no easy path. He's like, you're gonna come in, you're gonna mix a song in front of me and Derek, like they're partners in it and shit. And they're like, you're gonna mix a song in front of us and then we'll go from there. And so
love that.
Yeah, that was, not gonna lie, bro. I was like, they're my homies, but I've always been I've worked with a lot of friends throughout my life. So I've learned to differentiate between like friends like when someone's being a friend and when someone's like being your business associate,
sure.
your employee,
Yep.
you know, something like that. And so, yeah, it was just kind of nerve wracking, but I did good enough and they gave me a job. And then now we're rocking 4 years deep. I don't know, bro. I've been there a long time, bro. That's the longest I've ever worked somewhere.
Very cool. Very cool. Let's talk about what does a day look like over there?
over at Carousel?
Yeah.
So usually it's just for me anyways, when I get there, we'll get a session. We always do it we're only in there, like we go in there to like master our craft and stuff and hang out and stuff. And I guess there's not really a lot of hanging out. We do a lot of work there.
No, for sure. But a good job can feel like
exactly.
Like
because we're always like we're teaching each other stuff and we're learning off each other and like we're having a good time doing it. So it doesn't feel like hanging out.
And for the people who don't know,
like
let's kind of tell them what the setup there, how there's multiple rooms and things like that.
Yeah, so that's the part that's super sick because it's got the multiple setups and it's got the 3 separate rooms. You got C3, that's kind of like our cheaper, more budget friendly room, especially for like a lot of people starting out, but they still want to really
incredible. I saw it.
They still want
it has the vibe.
You know, it's just it
feels professional as hell.
Exactly, and it really helps an artist grow because it's like it's cheap. Get in there, you have a professional, you have professional gear,
professional sound.
You got people that know what they're doing.
Yeah,
and so it's just the best. And then you got C2. That's the room that me and all the homies that record there fight over because it's so fun, especially because my homie Julian, shout out Julian.
Yeah, man, shout out.
He's just
wasn't he supposed to pull up?
Yeah,
next time. Can't wait to have those guys on because I'm a big supporter of Carousel. Go ahead,
man. But yeah, he's just been decking the studio out with gear out of his own pocket, and it's crazy love.
It. Hey, but that's why we here. You know, I know what it's like to give it all you got. So
crazy love, dude. And it's just like I got nothing respect for that, bro.
So that's the middle room.
Like. Yeah, that's the middle room.
That's kind of where C2. Once you really want to kind of put the project together, you can kind of go there and
that is also another banger budget room, bro. Because there's so much professional gear in there that you could go to another studio out in like LA or New York and they're gonna have either just as good or they're gonna have less.
Got you. Maybe this is too tough of a question on the spot, but can you maybe explain a little bit of what would separate one room from the other? Like what is the technical side of what makes one room kind of a little bit different than another?
Yeah. So in like C3, we have analog gear in all of our rooms. And that's something that's really big on like the more rooms you go to, the more they have analog gear. So it's just you're gonna get a cleaner, like you're gonna get a good product anyway. Yeah, but it's like it just gets cleaner and cleaner every time you go up, and it's super nice. It's just such a good deal, bro.
Because something that Alex said that stood out to me was, you can always mix and master something, but what you can't change is the original recording, the original mic you're using, the original raw sound. And he said, obviously, that's what we have at Carousel that, with all due respect, around here, you can't necessarily replicate that raw sound, like you're saying, because the equipment is so high level. Because you can also master things, right? No matter what room you're in, but that's really the difference, is that initial raw sound, right?
We even have services where it's like you could, if you want to, you could record in any of the studios you want, and then like we have a service where you can master it through the big studio through all the gear that we have.
Got you.
Like that's an option.
And I assume there's a big mic difference.
Oh yeah, dude. Step up. We have I was explaining the mics. We have a Jolly Holiday so it's a custom mic. It's a Rode. Shout out Rode.
Yeah,
it's a Rode NT1 with the insides of a Neumann U87.
Oh,
yeah.
And is that an industry thing, or is that something that is kind of unique to Alex or you guys?
It's a dude that like hand made them, and so it was really cool because it's like there's only so many of them out there.
That's awesome. That's super cool.
And then they have that with Heritage Audio, and then we have a Black Lion compressor in there. That's super. I love that thing. It's like again, and then C2's got a Telefunken, such a crispy mic. It's crazy. And then C1's got the craziest mics. Alex got he's put 2 U87s in there. I saw him using them as overheads for drums the other day.
Well, I was gonna ask that too. Like, every room's not set up for like a band, right?
No, there's some that like we could track something in other rooms. Like I don't know if I'm pretty sure we could do it. Like in C3, I'm pretty sure we could track drums in it because that's a pretty big recording booth.
But the main room is really for like a full scale production.
Yeah,
you bring a band in there and can kind of get after it.
Yeah, C1's like nothing else. That's where
Have you worked in there?
No, I haven't. Man, I gotta like.
No, Alex kind of said like, "Hey, man, don't touch my drum set." You know what I'm saying?
It's not even that. It's just Alex is like, I respect him so much because he's like, you're gonna sink or swim, and so it's like, all right, like I know in me that I don't know enough about that gear in there to go in there and be effective.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
And who is all the staff there?
Man, so we got Arth. We got our fearless leader. No, I'm just playing. Oh, I love that dude. And then Julian Leone. Is he a
producer as well?
Yeah. Oh, he's also an artist. And he like plays guitar and he's everywhere with it. That dude has more faith in me than I have faith in me. And he's just one of them dudes.
We chopped it up when they so graciously brought us down there and showed us around. So
yeah, he's just
I'm definitely looking forward to having him up here for sure.
Yeah, one of them dudes. And then
also an engineer.
Yeah, also an engineer. Gotcha. Crazy engineer. That dude has surpassed me in so many levels of engineering, bro. Like, I'm learning from him.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Type shit.
You, him, Alex.
And then we have the homie Shantae. I ain't seen him in a minute. Last time I seen him, I put an exhaust on his Beamer and I broke his hanger. But we tied it up, bro. We tied it up.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we tied it up. And then I think that's about it. If there's new faces, I haven't met them.
And do people ever come through there to like produce or maybe you get what I'm saying? Like, do people kind of use the space to come through and use some of the equipment at all?
Yeah, like we got some people that come through. Like we got a couple producers that come through and they just make beats, just pay for the room and make beats in the room.
And is that something that's available in every room?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we even have the option to, if like you just wanted to rent the room out and use the gear, like you could. I mean, with the deal that we have, I don't know why you wouldn't just use the engineer.
And all this is on the website, right?
Yeah, all on the website. Super easy to go to.
And then there's like a common room, right?
You know, the lobby.
Yeah, it's a super dope place for sure.
Super dope place.
So you love producing, huh?
So much.
What is your thoughts on the current state of music, though?
I'll be honest with you, bro. I don't even really pay attention to it. I've been so focused on it. It's like because I just know.
Well, you mentioned even the beats you're making sound like, so you have some kind of, are you into where the West Coast music currently is? Because you said that's kind of where your focus is. Are you into the sound or?
Yeah, I'm super into the sound. Like that sound is just, and it's crazy because for the longest I couldn't even make West Coast beats, dude. I couldn't catch it. I just couldn't understand it. And then my homie C-Rob's.
Man, shout out to C-Rob, man.
Yeah, bro, shout out to C-Rob. He sent me a list of 160 songs, just all different genres of songs. And he was like, dude, these all have a certain cadence to them. He said they're all at different speeds, but they're all very similar cadences. And these are all like top 100 hits, and I'm listening to it and I get like 100 songs through and I'm like, I get it now. Wow. It's just hearing that pattern, but it's just like, it's like a wave, but it's just like dude, it was just weird. And then it just kind of clicked. And then he wanted, because he's got a really crazy like hip hop bounce or West Coast bounce to him with his music.
He definitely does.
Yeah. And I started making some beats for him after he showed me that. And it was just kind of off. It just hit. And I was like, okay. Just roll with it.
Speaking of C-Rob and just artists around here in general, who are some kind of artists here in the Des Moines area that you've worked with?
Man, I've worked with like Ray West. That was like, he's one of the first people that I ever actually.
What project did you produce on? Did it come out?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because what was it? It was. Man, I've been on a couple of his.
Good. No, so you've done multiple songs with him?
Yeah,
that's dope. And who else have you like had people that put it out?
Man, there's a lot. My homie Crisis Child, he's got a lot of beats for me.
Yeah. They got a show coming up. We were just talking about that.
Yeah.
I think it's May 30th.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I got my
Frank
homie
Bank
King
Loke is on
Serp.
that. Yeah, that shows me fire.
Yeah, and then we got King Serp. I love doing beats for King Serp because he does like a lot of funk music, but it's like that. It's like that weird bell, like that bell pattern. It's like really aggressive.
Word.
Yeah, I'll make like that's super fun to make for him. And then who else? My homie Rome Oliver. Rome.
Oh, you done some beats for him, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Rome, man. Friend
Shout
of the
out
show.
Rome. Shout out.
I mean, friend of mine, to be honest.
Real.
Yeah. Fuck with Rome.
For real.
But I shout out to him. Yeah, so that's a solid list though.
Yeah,
and there's some artists that you're looking to work with.
Yeah. So I've actually been sending I've been sending like bigger artists beats and shit too, because I've been getting locked in with like dude, just using Instagram and hitting people up and getting emails and
absolutely.
It's just I never realized how easy it was that you could just hit up someone who's got millions of views or millions of listens on like all platforms, and you just be all like, yo. Can I send y'all beats? And then they'll usually like sometimes it'll be all like, yeah, hit my manager, and they'll send me their manager's handle, and then I hit them up, and then work with them, and it's just it's a lot easier than people think, and it's just simple stuff, it's just
getting the placement,
reaching out, and so I'm trying to hit it from all angles. It's like, yeah, doing the placement stuff with a bigger artist, as well as trying to build with other artists, especially around here, because there has been like a vibe shift I have felt over. It might just be because I've disconnected from the local music scene a lot, but it's just there's been like a vibe shift to where it's like a lot more people I feel like are taking it a lot more seriously. It's just like you got people going, like they're taking flights and working with big names, and you have big names coming through town with local names on it, and it's just something's gonna happen soon. I can feel it. It'd be tight if it was me. I don't give a shit if it's me, because
somebody got to open the door.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because it's like, well, it's like that, and I'm in the mindset of like, even if it's not me that opens that door, once somebody else opens that door, I'm walking through that bitch.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, so speaking of that,
like I'm walking through it.
Do you have any thoughts on Bangladesh?
I mean, bro, I've like honestly with him, I looked up to him as like somebody like I could do this. Like somebody else has done it, I can do it. And it's like, and he did it with less. You feel me? Like he did it with a lot less.
Right out of Des Moines.
Exactly. So it's like I can do it too, even though it's an oversaturated market. The thing is like everyone's got a brand, everyone's got a gimmick. The thing is, it's just like you got to have better product. That's just what it gets down to. It's just everyone's doing what you're doing. How do you get ahead of everybody else? You have a better product with a better price. Like,
yeah, I was shocked that when I realized some of the stuff he had made.
Yeah,
when he came to Big World, I started really. I was like, man, I forgot he did that, and he did that, and he did that.
He did a lot of stuff.
I was like, what?
I know. I tried to talk to him, and I felt weird, and I felt like I might have fanboyed out and been awkward about it.
It's not like that's not an insane thing to happen,
yeah, bro.
Shout out to Bangladesh. But damn, that's lit.
I was like, yeah,
that's lit, bro. Celebrate.
I know, and I think I weirded him out, and I was like, because he was like, yeah, bro, that's cool, and I was like, oh, okay, and I just kind of walked away, bro.
There is something to that because I always think about if I meet people I really like idolize or really like fuck with. But I ain't gonna be able to. Hey man, I'm super excited.
It's just like I already know.
If I meet Bangladesh, I'm excited. This is lit. Are you kidding me?
And I know for especially stuff like that. Like once my shit pops, he's gonna be all like, "What's up, bro?" You know what I'm saying? And I'm be all like, "Yeah." I'm not gonna be jaded or nothing.
I'll be all like,
"Yeah, bro." I'm be like, "I don't even know if you remember me, man. I was that weird ass dude at the. I won't even say shit about it.
Be like, "You still weird."
Yeah. Say we make some money, but you're weird.
I'm just happy to be weird.
Amen. Especially in these times, bro.
For sure. Yeah. So why don't you? So, who are some other producers that you styles or sounds you like here in the Des Moines area?
And one of my favorite producers in general, like unknown and known, is 515 Johnny. My boy is insane with the beats. Like he does not understand. He's very reserved and he's to himself and he just like makes music, and it's just I tell him all the time like you need to drop these because he just makes insanely good beats, and he's very particular about it, and like I wish I was able to just like get as meticulous into it as he does. And then, man, Who else? Then we got Tempest. Tempest Muse.
Man, shout out to Tempest, man. I ran into Tempest the other day, and I was like, bro, I have to have you on the show. And he, you know, he's such a humble cat. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah, man, yeah, that'd be cool. You know, I'm like, bro, a legend. Everybody, your name comes up all the time. And even he cracked a little smile. He said, yeah, I be seeing that. Yeah, let's come talk about it, bro. Because yeah, everybody he's like your favorite producer type shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, Temp, shout out to Temp, man. And honestly, I've known him for a long time because I've always like known him from going to shows and knowing that he's been grinding and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't got to really sit and talk with him. Oh, and I'm excited to kind of pick his brain a little bit.
Speaking of that, I gotta talk to the camera. Temp, if you're watching, bro, we're doing that battle tape. We're doing it. I got the time now, bro. I got the time. We can do it.
He said, I got the time. I should insert that little clip. I got time today. You know, if I remember, I'll throw it in there. You know what I'm saying?
We've been talking about it, and I'm all like, I was like, man, that's going to be such fun, friendly competition. Because we're trying to do like we're going to do like an A-B side. It's like the A side's, you know, going to be one of us, and the B side's going to be the other. And it's just going to be like battling beats.
DirtNastyBeats. There's Tempest.
It's gonna be crazy. We've been talking about it for a while.
Man, you're gonna be the underdog.
Man, we're gonna
be the underdog in that fight.
We're gonna go crazy, bro.
That's crazy. That would be fire though. Yeah. That seems like that's kind of like a unique kind of idea. Mm-hmm. You announcing that here? I'm gonna clip this part and put it out because people are gonna be like, "Oh shit, that's a dope idea," and then you're gonna be put on the spot.
I know. He's gonna have to do it. He's gonna
be like, "Bro, I'm getting ready."
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm officially initiating this.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you want a duel? You want a duel?
Both of us need a reason to get active. So it's like, I'll do it for us, dude. I'll do it.
Yeah, he's a legend, man. He's a legend. He's produced for everybody. He's produced for everybody. He's produced for everybody. So yeah. So what are you thinking is next for you?
Oh man, keep on keeping on, brother.
That's a fact.
Yeah, just keep on. Like,
and when you're a dad, when you're a provider, when you're a family man, you know all those things. Mm-hmm. You ain't got no choice but to do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They don't give us a choice. Got to get up and get to it. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta get to it.
Keep fighting that good fight.
Gotta get to it. Yeah, just keep making beats, and like I'm trying to appreciate the brick by brick of it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like. It's not looking as high as I want it to right now, but I just know if I just keep doing it, just because it's like, because the growth is constant. Like it's just been months and months of growth, and that's just because I keep trying to learn and I keep trying to figure more shit out. So it's just like I just gotta keep doing that.
And like we talked about, associating yourself with peers who are trying to do the same, or people like Alex, or inspiring people like that inspire me that are already doing it. You know what I mean? So that's the other thing. It's putting yourself around those people. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That can help you stay motivated and feel like, well, if they're doing it, you know, I got to get in the trenches too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I got to get 3 beats done too, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, so like, what does it look like? Like you said, you like working with somebody side by side. So like, kind of, what does that look like? How do you, if you're trying to understand somebody's sound, what type of things are you looking for? Like, what are you asking them? Or what is the vibe you're looking for? Like, I'm a rapper. So let's do this. I'm a rapper. You know what I'm saying? And and we're in the studio together. Do I like start showing you a song I've done? Or how do we create a beat that you feel like is catered to me?
The easiest way to do is I just look at an artist. I'll be all like, send me something that you've written something to.
Yeah. And then you get the idea. So I love like triumphant stuff. Like, so I always tell people when I'm describing my favorite type of beats, you just hit the game winning shot. Like the sound you would hear, like the very, like, so older Dipset type sound, almost Khaled sound a little bit, but very like triumphant horns. I love horns.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So my favorite beat of all time is Banned from TV. Mm-hmm. So do you know that beat? If I played it, you would know it. Wayne did it. Everybody did it. That's my favorite beat of all time. But I really love beats like Shut Up by Trick Daddy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or even like Hard in the Paint. I love those like horns. Or even something like Trophies, like by Drake, you know? So I love those horns. I'm really like, triumphant is the word I would use to describe my favorite type of beat.
Super deep kicks and and something big. That punches you in the face.
Yes. And I know people say you can't do that every time, but it's like, I like that big sound. Bro. Yeah, I like that big sound.
Music.
But like T.I. type kind of almost, T.I. like Jeezy kind of, you know, Jeezy had a lot of horns and stuff on his stuff, you know. Like, I love the Heat Makers. Do you know who the Heat Makers are?
Yeah.
They made a lot of Dipset's beats.
Yeah.
You know, from Oh Boy to all that, to like Dipset Anthem.
I haven't heard about them in a minute, bro.
So when you say boom bap, did you then like kind of move away from East Coast sound? Because obviously there was the Swiss beats and you know, there was sounds that came after that for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Did you kind of move on after that boom bap era? Or do you have other East Coast influence?
So I was floating around like the different, like the subgenres of the East Coast, you know.
That's how you ran into the Alchemist, right?
Yeah. And then when I started like really making beats like that for the boom bap is when like Griselda started dropping. And
Gotcha.
like that,
and that's quintessential New York sound for sure.
Yeah, like that. I heard that Birds, and it was over. I was like, yeah, I'm making these beats now.
Got you. So that's a relevant era.
Yeah,
East Coast, yeah, for sure, for sure. So when you say Southern sound, what's kind of your go-to Southern sound?
I try to really hit that. I was for a hot minute, like I guess for what I try to do now is like I really love that Memphis sound, like that. They almost sound like new age 3/6 beats. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Oh, and then I'm really into the Texas sound. Like
I love the Texas sound.
The high.
They used to use a lot of horns and stuff too, though. If you think about the old Paul Wall stuff, you know, and Chameleonaire. Bro, like, Chameleonaire was a beast.
Because I lived in Houston for a while as a kid, bro, and it was a different experience.
We had Disobey here recently, and he talked about the time he spent in Houston as well, and kind of talked about how like inspiring it was down there. It's very culturally relevant, you know.
Like, bro, you could be famous in Houston and like beyond, but you're only famous in you're only famous in Texas. Like people know you outside of Texas, but it's like your main listeners are in Texas. Like
they have such a unique sound.
Yeah. And it's like I love making stuff like that. And then I like making the more like the Atlanta sound too, but like that's more of like I gotta do that on like a commission. Like someone's like, oh, I want something like this that sounds more like this. And I'm like a Migos beat or something like that. And I'm like, okay, you know.
So let me ask you a question. What's the fastest time you ever made a beat?
Fastest time I ever made a beat? Are we talking like
a finished product you could give somebody? Like,
are we sampling or like laying down something?
From not even having the idea to having the finished beat? What's the fastest?
The fastest I think was like 32 minutes.
That's crazy. So less than an hour for sure.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of my beats are less than an hour.
Really?
It's
now, let me ask you this. Is it like songs where you'll go back and constantly like, you know, you'll mess with your ad libs or like you'll add some shit? Like when you make a beat, do you ever like go back to it and kind of like play with it, add some stuff, change it? Or when it's finished, do you kind of leave it alone? So essentially
what I've been doing now is I'll take like 30, 40 minutes and I'll lay down some bones and then I'll move on to something else and I'll lay down some more bones. So by like the end of the day, I'll have like 4 bare bone beats.
That's what I'm saying. When you're saying bones, you're talking about the vibe, the feel of it.
Just like, like the melody, the drums, like it would be like how the hook, it would just be like the hook before it's all laid out. And then I'd move on to something else just to keep my ears fresh. And then like, if I have a day where I'm feeling unmotivated and like, I'm not feeling very creative, I just go back to those bones and then I structure all those beats and then I get all those ready for sale. And then I'm motivated to start making more bones again.
That's smart. That's really smart.
Bro, system.
No, you dropped some jewels. Jewels.
Full time, baby.
Full time, baby.
There's a reason why we're doing this.
Full time, baby. So, okay, so you say when you're unmotivated, but what motivates you?
So, like, I've just learned the art of self-motivation, and a lot of it has to do with it's either if I'm not feeling motivated, I'm going to learn something real quick, like how to do something new, or
for sure.
I'm going to listen to some music.
So let me ask you this then. Let me switch that question up a little bit. What is something that would motivate you to like for like an actual beat idea? Like, is it like could you be watching a movie or like what like generates like a beat idea in your head? You know what I mean? Like, how do you develop a melody? Like, what is something that might spark an idea for a producer? Because it's not the same as like coming up with a concept for a song.
Right.
You're like, oh, I'll write a song about this. Like something has to make you feel like start hearing a melody in your head or something, right?
Yeah, essentially, bro. That's just what it is.
Are you ever like just doing something and starting to putting a beat together in your head? Like whether it's working on a car or something, or
so what I'll do is like usually I'll think about the key I want to make the beat in and what scale, and then I'll set the tempo, and then I'll usually just start laying stuff down, and then eventually I'll lay stuff down for a good 5-10 minutes, and then something hits, and then like I'll just start building off of that, and then it's just kind of once I get that first thing, like it's a wrap. I can get everything else just comes with it.
Like when you're not around the equipment, do you like have beats going on in your head?
Yeah, dude, that's usually what happens. It's always when I'm not at home is when I have the craziest melody ideas, and then as soon as I get in front of my computer, nothing.
That's how it always works, right?
That's how it always works, dude.
Do producers have like writer's block, like the equivalent of writer's block?
Oh, beat block, dude? Oh yeah. Beat block's the devil.
That's what it's called, huh?
Yeah, beat block, it's the devil. But that's when like I don't use a lot of MIDI and stuff. Like you can get MIDIs to where it's just you just drag and drop a file into your DAW, and it will just play. It'll like play the piano for it, so you don't gotta like lay it out. I have too much pride to do that. I'm not knocking anybody who does do that, because I know some people that make like crazy beats off of doing that, you know. But I got a weird pride thing about it. I mean, but sometimes I'll use it if I can't think of a chord progression. Sometimes I'll get one from a MIDI, and then I'll just start revoicing it, and then I'll rearrange the chords, and then I'll take the chords away, and then I'll just start making like patterns out of the chords, just because you'll know everything's gonna be in key.
Got you. So what are some like, engineering tips you could give people?
Never stop learning. That's the biggest thing, is just know you're never gonna know anything. This is a game.
That applies to everything, though.
Yeah, for real.
I'm a sponge.
Yeah, it never stops, and it's one of those things where like your ears are something that you have to train. Like it's like anything else on your body. You got to train it. And
so, like, what programs do you use, or like what programs do you like?
So I just use FL Studios for my beats, and then I use Pro Tools for recording people.
That's pretty standard.
Yeah, and then when I went to school for music too, and I learned how to use Logic through there, so that's also helped me go into other studios, and they're like, oh, we don't have FL, we have Logic, and I'm like, all right, cool, I know how to use that anyways, so it saves me.
It's almost like, because you're a mechanic as well, right? It's almost like being able to work on different types of cars.
Yep.
Like, I know how to fix a Volkswagen and a Ford.
Yep.
Exactly. Are you well versed in that too?
Oh yeah.
In mechanicism?
Yeah, dude, a little too much.
Oh yeah, you did a lot of wrenching. Is that
dude.
what they call it?
Yeah, just wrenching away, dude.
Are mechanic shops like construction sites? Because I feel like it's a lot of, a lot of machismo.
Honestly, the worst part about getting into cars is your starting journey is like being in like the quick lube and doing tires and stuff.
Like at Walmart?
Yeah, that is probably the most like bullshit part of it, because it's just like they run you like a dog. And like when you become a tech, it's like I'm flagged hours. So I just get paid by the job. So it's like, you ain't gonna tell me to do shit if I ain't getting paid, And then you just kind of...
You hate new cars?
Oh, dude. Don't even get me started. It's crazy, dude. It's like, because now like a lot of the recalls and stuff on cars, you got to like reprogram them. Just whole new software into that shit.
Look, man. You got a few more minutes?
Yeah.
You got a few more minutes?
I do.
Can we do this?
Yeah.
I want it. You're a mechanic.
Yeah.
You've been doing it a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, how long did you say off camera for?
I started doing it at like 19 professionally.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on electric cars?
I'm kind of indifferent on them, because I'm the type of person, like if I bought an electric car, it would strictly be for like in town use.
Have you ever worked on one? Like for brakes or anything? Have you ever came into a regular shop?
Yeah, I mean, I've always worked at dealerships, so we've always got, we got electric cars, and so it's like, but I've never been certified before.
So different kind of mechanic.
Yeah, you need to have a whole
even
different
for like
set of
brakes
training.
or something.
No, I mean,
some of that stuff's the same, right?
Yeah,
like is a tie rod end a tie rod end?
Yeah, stuff like that.
It's really just a drivetrain.
Yeah,
that's different.
Yeah, because a lot of them have like, they're just like motors under the car with a fat ass battery that powers the motors.
But like the suspension system and things like that are
Yeah, other than that, it's
somewhat standard.
A normal car. Yeah, except for the brakes. So the brakes usually have like regenerative braking where it takes the friction.
So it's not just some brake pads.
Yeah, I mean it is some brake pads, but it's just there's just
a little more
shit
to
you
it.
Can brake. Yeah,
Got you.
More stuff you can brake.
Let me ask you this though.
What up?
Have you seen some people come in with some like insane car situations? Because I'll tell you this: I went and got my oil change.
Yeah,
and they were like, "Hey, we need to show you something." And the whole thing was full of like nuts or whatever, right? Like acorns or whatever. Like my whole air filter housing, all of it was filled, you know. And I had just got it, so obviously I didn't open the air filter box and check it. I got it from the dealer, you know, 2013, whatever, right? So I didn't do that. And then when I went to get the oil change, they were like, yeah. So have you ever seen any like wild situations that when people bring in a car?
Bro, I've had a whole beaver fall on me.
Is that true?
Well, yeah.
Like, oh my goodness, that's crazy.
Bro,
so that's a thing, right? They'll eat like, and they'll mess up wiring and stuff. Is that like, is that a problem?
Dude, they'll be like, you'll find a rat's nest in like somebody's air box.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, bro. Like
they just looking for somewhere to be warm.
Yeah, bro. It's crazy. Like a lot of people don't realize they'll have like a nasty smell in their car, and sometimes because there's a dead mouse in their fucking blower fan, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Have you ever had somebody bring their car thinking it's broken and it's like one simplest thing ever?
Dude, the biggest.
Like they don't have their gas cap on or something.
Yes, yeah, bro. It's the check engine light. It's always the lady that comes in freaking out because she's got a check engine light on. You scan it. Yeah, she's a gas cap, bro.
Yeah, that's that.
So
I just love cars, though.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? So you're a full-time producer.
Yes, sir.
Love it. But you are a certified mechanic as well.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming do you have an affinity for cars? Are you kind of like a car guy?
Yeah, that's like I already know.
Are you like, oh, that's beautiful?
I already know once everything happens and I'm looking good, my main problem is going to be buying cars.
Same, but I'm an obtainable car guy. Like I have cars like I'll never forget years ago, I just wanted a Magnum RT so bad. This was like 10 years ago. But I just the car I wanted. And we would always, the homies, we'd all have the dream car talk. And I would say that and it'd be like, that's a super cool car, but it's also a regular car, right? And I'm like, exactly. Watch. I'm going to get one. And again, it's not like it's a big deal, but the homies want Ranges and Ferraris and all that type of shit, right? 2-3 years, whatever. I finally got one. I remember pulling up on the homies and them they congratulated me, were happy for me. But that's what I was trying to tell them. Like, bro, I have obtainable dream cars that I want. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like stuff that I can get one day. Yes. Like, so I would also buy a lot of cars though, but it's not like I don't need I just like cool stuff. Like I'll get like these Corvette or something. Like I'll get some kind of regular stuff. Dude. Like I'll go find an old Miata that's cool, you know, old Bronco or something. Like I'm into that stuff. My thing would be importing like old Japanese cars. I love it. I'd be watching it all the time. Dude, or like little mini trucks. Mm-hmm. You know, they have the K cars. You know what a K car is? Yeah, they're made to only be a certain size for like Japan's roadways or whatever.
Yes, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy. What's let me ask you the age old question. What's the brand that nobody should buy? Because the mechanic says they always come in and it pisses us off.
Speaking Rovers,
I'm glad you say that, and not because you feel that way, right? Because you truly see them broken constantly.
Facts, bro.
I tell people
it's just facts. Like it's not even opinion. It's just I like working at a Range Rover dealership.
You've been there? Oh my! I couldn't imagine. Because I know about Ranges. I'm very aware. I've watched a ton of videos on them.
I didn't work on the Ranges. But it was it was on our dealership, and my homie worked on the Range line, and it was just seeing the stuff he'd go through on a regular basis.
Yo, there would be stories of people who would take their car in and they wouldn't get them back for like 6 months. It was crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got a whole new motor,
and then it would still blow up again.
Yep,
it just blow up again.
50,000-mile cars, bro.
And what are the easiest cars to work on?
Easiest cars to work on?
Easy is relative, right? Because you're a master mechanic. But like, what's a car that like a type of car that someone can get? You hear Toyota a lot. Is that true?
Yeah, Toyotas. Yeah, like the older Toyotas,
like Hondas too, right? Because I just remember being young. Everybody be like, "Yo, Hondas are gonna run forever."
That's what I like. That's what I learned to start working on cars on. That was like the first thing I ever swapped a motor in was a Honda, just because you know, you and a buddy can pick the motor up on a pole with some rope out of the car.
I'm not picking up a motor.
Yeah, bro.
I ain't gonna lie to you,
bro.
I ain't got it in me, bro. You know what I'm saying? When was the first time you swapped a motor? How old were you?
17.
Bro, what does that even mean? So, what was it from?
It was just a Honda Civic.
To another Honda Civic?
Yeah, we took a motor out of a Honda Civic, and then we just put it in another one. But this one had like just a couple more horsepower, and it just different compression ratios and shit like that. So it was like it was a little faster, but it was like fucking swapping it.
Let me ask you this: I have a Miata, right? The frame is all rusted as crap, right? But it's a strong motor and transmission. How long would it take you to put swap a motor and transmission in a Miata? Because I know they're easy to work on.
Oh, and
it's like an older, yeah. Or
in like
if you were being tested, like you have the frame over here, and then you have the.
Do I have to be careful with the motor? Like, do I have to be careful with the car? No. Okay, yeah, bro. I'll have that thing out of there in like 4 hours.
Really?
Yeah, I've only pulled one Miata motor, and so like if you put me in front of a Honda motor, like pulling that thing out, if everything goes smooth and I don't break a bunch of shit, have that shit out in like 2.5 hours.
The whole motor?
Yeah. Well, dude,
that's crazy.
Dude, I shit you not. My homies still are like super Honda heads. And we were pulling a motor out of a car, 4 of us, and 4 of us got into this Civic, all of us in different spots, and we dropped this motor in 35 minutes. Yeah, dude, it was like a pit crew, bro. Everybody just has their own. They're just like, you work on this side, you work on this side. We're all just talking to each other and shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro. Just doop, doop, doop.
Let me ask you this. What are your thoughts on the Fast and the Furious?
Dude, I honestly never really got into them that much as a kid. Like, I know a bunch of other car guys are, but I was just never, like, into them like that. I was like, I don't know. I don't know. It was just, and then they...
Do car guys look at it like that's corny? Because they say a lot of made-up car lines in those movies?
I think I'm...
I love them, but I'm like a nerd.
I just think I'm an outlier, to be real. Like, with the statistic, I think I'm just an outlier on the graph. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the car guys I know love Fast and the Furious, but I've just never like I don't dislike them, but yeah, but it's not something. It's like if I'm bored or something, I'm like, I'll put on Fast and the Furious. You know what I'm saying?
You like to drive?
Dude, I love to drive.
I say like in my past life, I was a race car driver.
Dude, I love to drive. Like it's been so hard because this has been the only period in my life where I've only had dad mobiles.
Like that's what I tell my friends all the time. Like, bro, get something you enjoy to drive. That doesn't mean like get something expensive, but when you're shopping, you can think about. Can I get something I at least like driving? You know, they make some fast sedans and stuff like that, you know, but I love to drive, man. It's like one of my 5 favorite things to do. You know, like driving through like Big Creek or something, you know, like the Miata is perfect for that, you know, because it's an amazing car to drive.
Yeah,
so I throw the top down and throw it around. Well, no, it's not. So the guys give me crap, right? But it's still a ton of fun. Yeah. But yeah, the Miata people are relentless. They'd be like, what do you mean it's an automatic? And they spit on me.
As Miata owners, yeah, I'd rather do with Beamer owners than Miata owners. Yeah.
So the thing is, though, that at least I've learned because I've owned like a lot of cars, is like I'd rather drive a slow car fast instead of a fast car slow. Like my brother had a Hellcat, but I'm never gonna really be able to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But in that Miata, I throw it around and it feels like I'm going 120, yeah. But I'm going 70 and I'm never in danger. Yeah. Like a car that small, rear wheel drive, you know, the what do they say when the engine's over? Fucking Miatas. When they say the engine's over behind the front wheels, it's like mid-engine kind of. Mm-hmm. You could throw them things anywhere. I didn't realize that. It's like wherever you point it, that's where it goes. There's no play at all, you know? Well, I love to drive.
Well, then you got a no interference engine too. So it's like,
what does that mean? Is that like an old school thing?
No, so
no
it's just
technology. Is that what that means?
Yeah, it's just how the motor. It's just how the motor's built, like the setup of the motor. And when you,
I've never heard that term. No interference.
So like on a normal car, when like if a timing belt snaps, it'll usually like bend a valve because it will throw the timing all out of whack.
Okay.
And then on a no interference motor, if you lose your timing belt, all your valves and stuff in your head are going to be fine.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Just with how the motor's configured.
Because in the HHR, the timing chain was a big deal.
Yeah, slap around.
So tell me about some of your favorite cars.
I'm a big Subaru dude. You know, all I need is a vape, and I'll be Subaruing it up. Like I love a WRX, dude. Like I want a WRX STI so bad. And then like a car that I wish I could get is the Skyline R32, good old 92 boxy retro thing. And then, you know, everybody loves the R34s, the good old Skywalker.
For someone who loves those cars, I'm super surprised you don't like the Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, right?
Skylines are sick, man.
Yeah, dude. I love JDM shit. I love me some classics, too. It's like, you know, I want a 69 Charger. Everybody does.
Is that what Dom had?
Yeah.
Is that the black one? Because I'm sure you're aware of the cars. Mm-hmm. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Sick. Yo, I'm a big fan of the T-top older Monte Carlos too.
Dude, I want
Like the late
I want a
70s.
G body, bro,
Yes,
so
bro.
bad.
Sick. My
So
dad had one when he
bad.
passed, like a 79 or something. Sick.
Yeah, like I want a GNX.
Yeah.
Like a Buick.
Sick. You know what else is a super slept on car that people don't talk about?
What?
The Marauder.
Man, for real, you are
Yeah.
not lying. Every Marauder I've ever seen has been badass.
And they're mean looking.
They have like they came stock on the mag wheels,
all
and they
black.
They looked insane.
Super, super, super cool cars.
They sound so good.
But you're a full-time producer now.
Full-time producer now.
That's exciting. Engineer.
Yeah.
Engineer as well. Dad.
Yes, sir.
Dad.
Dan's dad.
Do you ever like because your son is young?
Yeah, I got 2 sons.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what ages?
My oldest Brayden will be 11, and then Ezra.
So
is 2.
you be playing your beats for him?
Oh yeah.
He be vibing out sometimes.
Yeah, he loves getting on the piano. He'll bang on the keys, and he wants me I'll put the drums on the keys for him. He likes banging on the drums. He actually has his own little drum set that he plays on. And,
do you play any instruments?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I play the guitar. I play the piano a little bit.
That's one thing I say all the time is I wish I'd have learned to play a live instrument. People always say you can still learn. I always make the joke that I don't want to learn shit. I'm trying to figure out what I know. Already,
Yeah,
so I'm trying to master something. I don't need to. I'm old. I don't need to be learning some new because I don't know how to play pool. Homies be like, "Oh, what's the teacher?" I'm not about to learn now. I'm not about to learn now. I got other shit to do.
Yeah,
I need to focus on what I'm doing now. I'm barely good at that.
Yes, my main goal right
Ain't
now.
teaching this old dog no new tricks, man.
My main goal right now is I'm trying to learn the drums. I want to learn the drums so bad, dude. Because I really want to start making baps again, and they have so many VSTs now where it's you can make something that sounds like a sample, but it's you made it.
So let me ask you this. Speaking of live instruments, if you had to use one live instrument in a beat, which one is it for sound purposes? So you have to use a live instrument. So you're starting with a live instrument no matter what. What one would you go with?
It'd probably be a piano, dude. That is the most versatile. You can find a piano, all genres of music.
Yeah,
you know
I love
what I'm
piano.
saying?
But guitar kind of is like that too.
Yeah, that's true.
And really drums are. I think
true.
the unique is if you start with a harmonica sound or a trombone or something.
I was doing
or even flute. Bagpipes, right?
I was doing
crazy.
a flute for a while. Or for some of my beats, I'll start out with a violin.
Yo, why do they make it so hard for kids to do band in school? It's so expensive.
It's ridiculous.
It's
Even
so
if you rent one through the school, it's
it's still insane. Yeah. And then your choices are so limited. You know what I mean? It's hard to be a artist.
Man, it's ridiculous.
It's hard. I love live instruments though. I wish there was more rapping going on with live instruments. Speaking of live instruments, shout out to DK.
Shout out to DK.
Shout out to Unique Vibrations. Man.
Yeah, we made a whole beat on Logic yesterday.
Just yesterday.
That was all recorded.
Just yesterday.
Yeah, just yesterday.
Love it. He don't stop working neither though.
Yeah, nah. He just.
But he
saw I went full time. He was
I was gonna say next level creative, but I didn't want to sound cliche. But he has a lot of creative energy.
Yeah, that's one of the things I love about him is he's always evolving, and he's just
a good word.
He's just living in it, and it's he's chasing it, but he enjoys and respects the process as he's doing it.
You know what I would almost say? It's he's chasing it and he's not even running.
Yeah,
he's just enjoying the moment. But it's clear. I think that's very true, and I've seen DK grind for a long time, and I do think that's a good way to put it because it's also been clear that he's been present.
Yes,
in his moments, he's been present in his growth. So shout out to that dude for sure.
Shout out to DK.
So, have you worked with any other bands? Have you engineered any bands or anything like that, or are you just more of a hip hop kind of rap?
Yeah, mostly doing hip hop, especially the.
Man, we went from cars back to music pretty quickly, didn't we? My bad, dude. But I do love cars too.
Amen.
But because we'll wrap it up, so people come here because you're Dirt Nasty Beats, and they want to hear about your production, your engineering, and things like that. So you engineer hip hop though, kind of that's your thing.
Yeah, that's my main thing, especially the super upfront. I really love mixing vocals where motherfuckers are just spitting. So it's just giving them that clear, present punch on a beat, and it's so not only I've really learned how to, especially in engineering, where it's you're not just hearing what he's saying, you're feeling it when he's spitting it. That is my main goal.
No, I love that. But that is also why I love live rapping so much. Because people ask me all the time, because I go in. Like I look like I'm about to pass out. I am about to pass out. But like I love live rapping for that reason because, excuse me, if you feel it, like you could tell when somebody like feels it. You know what I'm saying? It makes you feel it.
Exactly.
I was telling my homie that. I'm like, when you're rapping and you're feeling yourself, pause, it makes other people in the crowd or wherever you're at be like, damn. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have that vibe of like you feel it, the people not gonna feel it. You know what I'm saying? So I love live rapping for that reason because you can just there's no help for the beat, none of that. It's all just getting it off your chest, you know?
Dude, that's the one thing I miss about performing, bro.
Did you used to rap?
Oh yeah.
Wait, you was a DJ too?
Yeah, I rap.
What the fuck,
DJ,
man?
dude. I've been.
We need to have you back. We need to have you back. So we can talk about all that.
I got multiple personas.
Okay, you was a DJ?
Yeah.
You was a DJ?
Yeah.
I had a DJ friend. Shout out to Marty McFly, man. Y'all make sure y'all go check him out. That's DJ Marty McFly, man.
Dope.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I asked him this. I said, tell me a song that you could play anywhere that you know gonna go. What's a song that you feel like this is the question I asked him, and it was crazy. We're gonna clip this too for you. If the aliens came and you gotta play one song to get on the aliens' good side so they don't kill us all, what's the one song you playing to get the party jumping? That you feel like no matter what gets the party jumping. What is it?
I know this for a fact because I have tested it multiple times.
On the aliens?
It is Mo Mamba, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, I'll tell you what, we had a show at Woolies, and this was like 2022, and we were like, you know, we had a huge crowd out there, and I was like, what can I play that's gonna be crazy? And I just played that, and I thought they were gonna tear the roof off the place, bro. I was like, this is insane. And then I was like, let me try it, and then I just played it at a bunch of different other places, and it worked every single time.
That's okay. Then you got okay then because you've done it.
Yeah,
I said aliens. Look, aliens. They love this. You gotta love it too.
They're gonna come out their little spaceships, being all pissed off Martians. I'm just gonna be there with my PA, and I'm just
and they gonna go crazy.
Yeah, especially when the bass hits. I'm like, all right,
they gonna feel that. Yeah. Do you DJ like things that are not hip hop as well, or?
Yeah, I do. I actually run like a little side business with my wife, where my wife actually has like her she can officiate weddings and stuff. Yeah, dude, she a hustler too. And so we like plan weddings together, and she'll do like the wedding and the ceremony and all that, and then I will talk to the bride and the groom, and we'll handle like all the reception stuff, and then I'll do like all this, like I'll arrange all the sound and get all that stuff going.
So they can hit up DirtNastyBeats for their wedding. Okay, we need to make sure people know that.
Hit me up
for the wedding, for the whole thing. Y'all help them figure out the whole thing.
I DJ weddings, parties. I got kid friendly.
What about bar mitzvahs?
Too. Nah, you give me a little yarmulke, dude. I'm fucking in there.
In there, huh?
I'm in
Turning
there.
up. So let's wrap it up with this. Tell me this. This is what I want you to walk me through. I'm an artist. I hear one of your beats. I want to work with you. What does that process look like? So what I'm saying is, I want to book you, but I want you to produce this whole song. What would that process look like? I hit up Carousel. I'm like, yo, I want DirtNastyBeats. I want him to engineer and produce my song. How do I start that process? So
essentially, you would go to carouselsounds.com, and
maybe I'll try to put it in there, but I'm not really a great editor, but I'll try.
You're good. And then you'll go to the website, and then you'll go to the booking tab, and then you'll book whatever studio you want me in. And then there's a section to pick your engineer, and then you would there'd be a list of us. You pick me, and then in the comment box you would type in the comment box production session.
Got you. So that's how you kind of know.
Yep, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna make a beat for you,
and then maybe the next session.
Well, I mean,
I'll come back and make the song.
I mean, it just depends. Like if you book 4 hours and you like have a direction you want to go and you know what you want to hear. Especially if you hit me up beforehand, before you book, you hit me up on my Instagram at DirtNastyBeats, hit me on my Facebook page at DirtNastyBeats, anything like that. You just tell me what you want, and then we'll talk about it, and then I'll send you through the booking process, and then most of the time I'll like come with some ideas already, like you want to do this, something like this, or we can just start from scratch. We just go from there.
Fire. So if somebody hits you up and books you and works with you, there can be a little bit of information exchange before the session.
Yeah.
Are they able to kind of give you an idea of what they might be looking for?
Yeah, I would actually prefer that, just so I know what, just so I got an idea of what I'm walking into. So because it's like everyone's spending money. You know,
Yes,
money's getting hard to come
It's
by
hard out
nowadays.
here, dog.
You know, so it's like
Do better. Help us out.
amen. So it's like I want to make sure I can come to the session fully prepared for you, give you the best experience. You know, it's like if you book a 4-hour session, we can make that beat in an hour, and then you spend the next hour finishing up your writing, and then the last 2 hours just hopping in the booth, recording the shit, and then get a rough mix in.
So, and do you do mixing as well?
Yes, sir.
So they can have you do the entire project.
Yep.
So
pulling out of thin air to the finished
what
product.
do you think that can, like, what do you think is a realistic amount of time that an artist can? Now, this is assuming he has he's focused, but he's coming for a song, a beat from the ground up, wanting to record the song and get it mastered. What do you think that looks like? What is a realistic time?
If they're playing it serious and they want to give me the time and the space to really lock in on it and make it a good product, like at least 6 hours.
Mastering.
Oh, like, yeah.
No, you think in a day.
Yeah, like you give me a day where it's we get the beat.
And obviously this depends on an artist's ability to land what they need to land.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, if everything goes perfectly as planned, like as much as you need.
Yep.
Or like, yeah, if like everything we have is there, I catch the beat on time, the person can write with, like, as I'm making the beat, and then, saying one of those hours is just finishing up your writing, and then we have 3 hours to record and mix.
Gotcha.
So
do you ever have to rest your ears for mixing as well? Because you talked about from production, you kind of have to rest your ears sometimes. So are you ever like mixing a song and then maybe come back to it? You know how you said you did that kind of with beats or whatever?
Yeah. So yeah, pretty much the same thing where I'll listen to something for a long time and then I'll switch to something else with a different vibe and work on it and then just kind of bounce back and forth. Just because I've learned with my ears, I get tired of the same thing. It's not just like, I don't know about some people if it's just like certain sound in general. Don't get me wrong, doing music all day, like if I'm blasting it all day, like my ears will be fried, but doing it for like an increment of time. But yeah, having to switch back and forth between things just to like stay productive and stay fresh feeling.
Yo, so when you're mastering something, do you listen to it in different places?
Yes.
Is that a thing?
That is the biggest thing. Like the car test. The car test
is a real thing?
bro. The car test is the biggest thing. Like that is the car test will humble you.
Is there a phone test now? Does that matter?
Yeah, phone test. This is like, I don't want to blow somebody's speakers up, especially if I send them a beat and they're like, "Hey, bro, my phone, like, my speakers broke." Gotcha. Some people will be all like, "Yo, dude, that beat's so hard, it broke my speakers." But I'm like, I don't want to take the chance of getting that one dude. It's like, "Yeah, bro, you gotta give me this beat for free now or buy me a new phone." I'm like,
Yo, that happens in mechanic stuff all the time, though, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I joke about it. I'm like, yo, if I go get my oil change and my transmission goes out tomorrow, I'm going back to the oil change place. Like, yo, bro, before you change my oil, my transmission worked. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, I'm joking a little bit, but I think you see stuff like that.
Yeah,
they'll be like, wait a minute, bro, like, why did you do that or whatever?
Yeah, bro. There's like there's a dude that he had a Pontiac, a G8, the
cool,
big ass. Yeah,
they're cool. Well, as long as it's the V8.
Yeah, and he was like, he was being, he's being crazy at it, and he wrecked it, and he tried to be all like, or he blew it up, and he was all like, oh, he tried to do that.
Oh, y'all did my brakes and I blew up my engine. What's going on here?
Well, no, he went back to the place that did his oil change like a couple days before, but the dude's car ended up on the news.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So the guy at the oil change place is all like, "No, you blew up your car. We didn't blow it up."
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
DirtNastyBeats, man.
DirtNastyBeats, though.
Hey, man, I appreciate you taking the time to come sit with me, man.
We
went all over the place, but I love cars. I think actually me and the homie from Carousel, Julian, we talked about the car culture and music culture. No, we talked about it. The little bit of time we got to chop it up. We chopped it up, and we talked about how those kind of go together. How the car culture and the music culture and hip hop go together. So because we were talking about getting them on, and we that's one of the things I was looking forward to talk about. So it makes sense, people, of why we talked about cars, and also because he's also a mechanic. He just don't want to fix your car.
Yeah, for real. Actually, I'll fix your car. I mean, you gonna pay me to fix it on the ground, but I'll fix your car.
So you ever be working on a car and just start like, can you do are you like a beat on the table guy?
Yeah.
So like, you know what I'm saying? You was making beats in high school, like you were on the tables and stuff?
Actually, in high school, I was just rapping. Yeah, I didn't actually start.
We didn't even talk about that.
Yeah.
They can also go check the live. It's somewhere. It's out there in the world. It's out there
floating around.
This one's going to be on YouTube. This one's going to be on BEDDER-MEDA, where we take the eye out of media. This one, y'all going to listen and y'all going to watch, and then you're going to go hit up DirtNastyBeats to put your project together from beginning to end in 6 hours. That's what you're going to do.
Yep.
You made a beat in 32 minutes.
We don't get it.
32 minutes, he made a beat. You ever go skydiving?
Hell no.
Not into it?
Like, I'm white, jumping? Dude, but I'm not.
You bungee jumping?
It depends.
Maybe. You do the slingshot at the fair thing?
Oh, hell nah.
That's not you?
Nope. Again, bro, I'm white, but I'm not like that.
I'm not doing any of those things.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing any of those things.
As a matter of fact, I'm specifically staying 200 feet away from that.
I'm not doing any of those things, bro. I'm cool, yo. I'll be regular. Yeah. I'm just down here hanging out.
Like, you might catch you might catch me one of them trampoline things that got the bungees on it. You can like do flips at the mall. Like that's about it.
Man, I hope you come back again. You could be the first person to come back 3 times. Other people have came back because, I only have people here that I fuck with. So the door's always open to anybody who fucks with me. So, you should come back again. Maybe we'll make you a regular somehow or something. We could do some kind of producer section. Let's also, before we leave, talk about maybe. I know it's not official. It's not official. And if you need me to edit it out, I will. But I don't want to, so that I can push you to do it. But maybe there's some kind of bar challenge coming. Maybe.
Oh, actually, this is the perfect place to do it because we got a camera and a microphone right here, so we'll just do it right here, bro.
Yeah. So is that something that we might see from you at some point?
Yeah, we're actually gonna do. I'm actually changing it up. I actually want to do a song challenge. So we're gonna mix it up because I don't know if I want to listen to people just spit minute-long bars. So we're gonna do a whole DirtNastyBeats. It's still gonna be a bars challenge,
but it's gotta have a chorus in it too.
Yeah, it's gonna have a hook.
Over the same beat, right?
No, I'm gonna have like 3 different beats to choose from.
But you can only use one.
Yeah, you only use
one submission.
One submission. And we're gonna do we're gonna get that down. Shit. But
you alright?
Yeah, I got a fat ass bruise on my finger and I was like, what the hell is that?
It would have been weird if you would have pulled it off.
It's like, what the hell? But no,
sorry about that, yo. We got lost.
Yeah, we got lost in the sauce right
there. Screensaver.
Yeah. Oh, that was the craziest screensaver I've ever seen on a TV, bro.
The song challenge.
Yeah. So we're gonna do a song challenge. I want it to be at least a hook and a verse, and the biggest thing is gonna be production quality. I'm not saying you gotta come over to Carousel Studios. That'd be tight if you did. It'd be super sick if you came out and did that. But I understand people got loyalty to their studios. I respect that. I really don't give a shit where you record it. I just know that I want it to be recorded nice.
Well, to win, right? Not gonna win if you're not doing it.
Because man, we got I'm giving away some shit.
So how many submissions are you thinking about taking?
When I put it in, I'm taking as many submissions as I can.
So it's a certain amount of time.
Yeah,
it'll be open for X amount of time.
Yeah, we'll have a couple weeks open. People can send me things to my email. Yeah,
maybe we can collaborate and play some of them here.
Oh. I'm with it.
Or maybe the finalists or something we can do for the winner. Maybe we could do something here.
Yeah, because what I want to do is we're gonna do a couple rounds. That's what I'm saying. Because
how's it gonna be judged?
That's something I gotta figure out. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's gonna be a process because if as many people make some submissions as many people hit me up,
meat and potatoes are what they win.
Yeah.
What are you thinking people might win from this?
So
from this Dirt Nasty Song Challenge.
We're gonna do a project. Completely, like, you ain't got to worry about paying for it. I'll pay for it. Do a whole LP.
Are you serious? That's crazy.
You get a 2-hour studio session at Carousel Studios with Alex Arthur. Do it for any song. It ain't got to be one of the songs that we've done. I don't care where you record your beats. Yeah, I don't care where you record that either.
I'm entering, y'all. Y'all ready to go to war?
We're going to win this.
Wow, that's a big deal, man.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
I'm trying to make it worth it.
So you think we'll see that before the summer?
Oh, yeah.
So you're thinking
I'm
getting it ready?
I've been working on it. Oh yeah, I've just been putting the little finishing touches on it. Little finishing touches, getting ready because I know it's like I backed off from it because of how many people hit me up, bro. Like
but that's not a bad thing.
Yeah,
job security, baby.
Yeah, it was just so many people and I was like, that's a lot of submissions. Yeah.
But it's coming soon.
Yeah, it's coming soon.
Wanted to get people excited for it.
Yeah,
that's a big deal, man. That's a lot to win.
Yeah, it's a big deal. No, I wouldn't say it's a big deal because I ain't shit.
It's a big deal. Well, yeah, I'm less shit.
It's a nice winning, bro.
Shit, so I'm with you. But I'm glad you're here.
Hey, man.
I'm glad you come to spend the time with us here. BEDDER-MEDA, taking the eye out of media, do better.
Yeah,
You know, we just want to give out flowers. We want to present people to the people. You know, we want to have cool conversations. You know what I'm saying? We want everybody to leave with all 10 fingers. You know what I'm saying? We want to make sure everybody's good. Appreciate you coming. You know, if you need your breaks done,
hit me up.
Holla at my guy.
If you need your breaks,
if you need your beats done, if you need mix and mastered, you need the wedding done, you need a DJ. Yo, man, I mean, if you need somebody to actually marry you, you know what I'm saying? So they can get all that done for you. Dirt Nasty Beats. That's with an S or a Z because he owns both of them. You hear me? Appreciate you, man. It was a good time.
Thanks,
man, that was fun, right? That was fun, right?
Hell yeah.
Good times, man. Good times.